So basically, everybody on the online has been talking about fornication. Everybody's asking, my marriage, what's in the happen? I mean, the fornicate since people have been asking questions like, what has been happening basically? This is a result of the judgment that came from the Federal Court, which was misreported. Yeah, basically, I don't know who's the reporter, but the reporter came out and said that, yes, the Federal High Court in Lagos had basically held and given judgment that all marriages conducted in the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi are invalid, of no effect, and totally illegal. Waiting they happen. The problem in Nigeria is that a lot of times reporters come up, or bloggers or vloggers come up to report things without actually getting in-depth understanding of what is being reported. That was the case here, and a lot of Nigerians have been agitated, especially persons who conducted their marriage at the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi. People have been like, seriously? So, since I just waste my time. Actually, you're going to know on this episode whether you actually wasted your time or indeed it was just a reporter being mysterious and reporting what was not supposed to be reported. Don't forget, my name is aroh Ikoyi Jenny, and this is Law to Read Naija. So if you have not subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to share, like, comment, and get people to actually join you on this episode and enjoy this episode. Yeah, my people, you know how they be now. We'll be breaking it down, small pieces in such a way you understand it. We'll be back after the short break. Take your time to get a chill drink. And when we come back, I will want you to sit and listen with rapt attention. I'll be right back. So my people, I am back and I hope you've gotten that drink that will keep you refreshed throughout this episode. Yes. First thing first, I didn't know that a lot of us Nigerians knew the commandment against fornication. So we know this commandment and we have been sorry, I have cough then. So yes, basically what happened was that the court sitting in Lagos, particularly in Ikoyi, actually the Federal High Court gave a judgment last week, and a reporter actually, or I don't know, a news outfit or a media outlet reported something different from what was given. Yes, the matter before the court in FHC/L/CS/816/2018 was to the effect, or was based on the issues as brought by the four plaintiffs. The plaintiff, that is Etiosa Local Government Council, the Ego Local Government Council from Edo, the Owerri Municipal Local Government Council, and the Port Harcourt City Local Government Council. The four of them had brought an action against the Minister of Internal and two others. Now, their claim was basically that by virtue of a previous judgment, the Federal High Court had given a previous judgment in FHC/L/CS/870/2002 between Prince Hell Astrap and Etiosa Local Government and two others. The court had given a judgment, the Federal High Court sitting on that matter had given a judgment to the fact that certain persons have the authority or power to conduct marriage in Nigeria. Yes, the issue in that particular matter, that the first matter, that is the matter Prince Astrap versus Etiosa Local Government Council and two others. One of the issues majorly was who has the power to conduct marriage in Nigeria. And the court, in its wisdom, in its unmatched wisdom, explained and gave judgment to the effect that considering the provision of the Marriage Act, considering the provision of the Marriage Act, Delegation of Power Notice 44, and considering the provision of the 1999 Constitution, there are three instances where institutions or persons or authorities would validly conduct marriage, and it to be valid, and it to be said to be what? Legal. And with so much legal effect. 1. Marriage conducted by registrars in the designated office. I'm going to explain who the registrars are. 2. Marriage conducted by licensed ministers in licensed place of worship. So, if you want to conduct your marriage in a place of worship, make sure that that place is licensed and the minister is actually a licensed minister of that place of worship. Then the third one is marriages contracted or conducted under a license issued by 1. The Minister of Internal Affairs. 2. The Director General of the Federal Ministry of Internal Affairs. And 3. The State Director General of a ministry, a state ministry in charge of marriage. Now, these are the three instances where your marriage will be said to be valid. Now, based on this decision, These four plaintiffs in this new matter, Etiosa local government, Owerri municipal, Ego, and Port Harcourt city local government council. These four, they said, come on, the judgment of the court now say, now we, local government district, local government council, suppose they conduct marriage. Federal government don't get business for this one. Federal government is supposed to be part of it. I don't know if you understand. Do you get it? Now, that is what they were claiming. They said, based on that judgment, they want the court to now make some orders. We want the court to make some orders stopping the federal government from conducting marriage, from issuing certificates, from registering marriage, and from doing anything that has to do with marriage. That's what they came for in this new matter. Based on the judgment that was given before in FHC/L/C/870/2002. Now, this is what they said. Give us judgment, give us these orders restraining, prevent this person, give us perpetual injunction, restrain these people from continuing like this. What did the court hold? Now, all the parties file their document, they submit what they're supposed to submit, they submit their assignment, then bring their processes to court. The court sat down. The court, per Honorable Justice Osiago, gave a well-considered judgment, which was misinterpreted by this so-called media outlet. Now, the judgment of the court was basically considering the previous judgment where the Federal High Court don't give before in its wisdom. Considering that judgment and considering the arguments of parties, the court held that persons that are supposed to conduct marriage, as has been established before, are one, registrars. And registrars we're talking about registrars of the marriage court, of the High Court, or registrars of the Magistrate Court, or registrars of the Supreme Court. No, we're talking about registrars of a marriage district. Now, by virtue of the Marriage Act, the president was given the powers to divide Nigeria into various marriage districts. And when we're talking about districts in this time, we're talking about local government council. The districts are likened to local government council. So basically, we're talking about registrars of the several marriage districts in the several marriage council. So you see where the local governments are getting their powers from, or their grievance from. That the registrars of the several local government council. So they're saying that it's the local government council registrar is supposed to be conducting marriage, not the federal government in any registry, not any federal registrar. That's what they're saying. The court also held that also the licensed men of worship, licensed religious men, licensed religious persons, licensed minister in the several licensed place of worship, and marriage conducted under the license issued by the Federal Minister of Internal Affairs, the state Director General of the Ministry in charge of marriage, and also the one conducted under the license issued by the Director General of the Federal Ministry of Internal Affairs. So these were basically, it still reiterated, the court still held as was held before. Now this guy said, based on the judgment of this court, that we only registrars of the marriage districts, the several local government councils should conduct marriage. The federal government should not be conducting marriage. That they want the court to say it is only them that can conduct marriage. Now, one thing you have to look at is the constitution we are referring to that gave the powers to the local governments to do certain things on marriage is the 1999 constitution. You look at the Marriage Act, you look at the several marriage act delegation of power. Basically, you understand that before the 1999 constitution came into place, two registries had been existing in Nigeria. When Lagos was the federal capital territory of Nigeria, you had the Federal Marriage Registry, Ikoyi. Yes, that was the one in Ikoyi, the Federal Marriage Registry, where you have to do your wedding. You know what I'm talking about. Yes. Now, when the Federal Capital Territory was moved to Abuja, what happened? They created another Federal Marriage Registry in Abuja, leaving the one in Lagos existing and a new one in Abuja. Now, when the 1999 Constitution came into power and gave the local government the powers to register marriage. Now, by virtue of the Constitution and that's 1999 Constitution, and by virtue of the Marriage Act, the local government have exclusive jurisdiction to register marriages. So now, when this 1999 Constitution came into place, don't forget that there had been a marriage registry existing at Ikoyi and the one at Abuja, and there was no law. The Constitution did not declare them no longer existent. The Constitution did not abrogate them. The Constitution did not say, okay, since we don't give local government powers, make we commot this one. The federal government, the Constitution did not remove them. Neither did the Marriage Act, neither did any law destroy their existence. So the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi is still validly existing. And the one in Abuja is stating these are the only two that were recognized because they were created before 1999 Constitution was amended. So now, the judgment of the court is that so far there were two registries existing before the 1999 Constitution, those two registries, and there is no law that says they're no longer existing. They are validly what still existing. So as it be now, the registrars for the several local governments fit conduct their marriage. They are free to do that. They can, yes, they have rights and jurisdiction over their places. But in the instance place or in the area where these two registries exist, the federal government, by virtue of the Federal Marriage Registry, gets the authority to do what? To conduct marriage there. I don't know if you understand. It means, and I take it, that if you did your wedding at the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi, it is still valid. No fornication. You have been doing the right work of God in the right manner, and that should be done. Thank you. So basically, if you conducted your wedding at Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi or the Federal Marriage Registry in Abuja, they are valid. Why? Because these registries have been existing before the provision of the 1999 Constitution as amended, meaning that they are existing and they are valid. And there is no law that said it ceases to exist. So congratulations, you're married and your wedding, everything is still existing. Yes. Thank me later for this information. So, if any registry was created by the federal government after the 1999 Constitution, they are what? Invalid. Those are the only ones that are invalid. But you see those two that were registered, Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi and Abuja, they are validly existing, and their marriages, the marriages conducted there are standing gidigam like this, King Kong, strong. So basically, so those of you who have been worried whether your marriages have been valid, your marriage is valid. So far it's conducted at the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi. But if you have marriages conducted in registries outside these two registries, then you have a problem. That is, in federal registries outside these two registries, then you have a problem. But if you conducted in registries within any local government, they are validly existing and subsistent because by virtue of the provision of the Marriage Act and also in line with the provision of the Constitution, the several local government councils have the authority to contract marriage, to basically say, okay, yes, come before us, let us arrange this union together. Now, the court gave further judgment. He said that as it stands, by virtue of the fact that the Constitution in section 7 and in paragraph 1 sub I of the 4th schedule to the Constitution, the Constitution gave the authority exclusive jurisdiction. And also in constitution with the Marriage Act, gave the exclusive jurisdiction to the local government council to register marriage. That only the local government council has the powers to register marriages, except marriages conducted in the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi and the Federal Marriage Registry Abuja. In that instance, only, I repeat, only, in that instance, the Federal Registry has the power to register and issue certificate. So basically, you see what it is. It didn't outlaw, the judgment of the court did not say the marriages are no longer subsistent or valid. What it basically said is, to the extent of the powers conferred on local governments, the federal government does not have the powers to contract or conduct marriages except in the instance of the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi and the Federal Marriage Registry in Abuja. So for me, if you did your marriage in Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi, go and rejoice because your marriage is validly existing and subsistent. Don't mind all these people. I've always said it. Media persons, media personnel, bloggers and vloggers should be exposed to healthy seminars, talk shows, workshops, teaching you how to report news properly. Like, you don't just come online and report anything you want to report because you feel you want to trend and go viral and hit the news the way it is. Listen first, get experts to teach you the way it is. That is why Tori is here for you. We give it to you the best way we can, breaking it down to pieces so you can understand it basically. So, if you get a copy of the judgment, you will see everything we've said here. Don't put your mind up there. Your marriage is still existing. You are still legally married and you are doing the work of God in the right way. So don't bother, don't stress yourself. I am here for you. Don't forget, my name remains Aroh Ikoyi, and this was it on this episode of Law Tori Naija. Basically understanding the judgment of the court in FHC/L/CS/816/2018 delivered recently by Honorable Justice Osiago at the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos, to the effect that the local government council can contract and validly conduct marriages in their jurisdiction, that's the various marriage districts, and the Federal Registry has only jurisdictions in the instances of the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi and the Federal Marriage Registry Abuja, and the fact that in the issuance of certificate and registration of marriage, the local government has exclusive jurisdiction to register marriages in its several marriage districts, except in the instance of the Federal Marriage Registry Ikoyi and the Federal Marriage Registry Abuja. Both parties can validly contract marriage subject to the various areas of limitation of the Federal Marriage Registries. So, if you see any marriage registry outside the one in Ikoyi and Abuja, run. So I remain your host, Aroh Ikoyi, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you like what we do, don't forget to continue to share, like, subscribe, let people know the word, and stay tuned for our next episode. Same place, same channel. I won't talk same station, but we'll get to that level. Don't worry, very soon. We pray that we'll get to a level where you see us on TV and radio and we're giving the bass boost. But until we get to see, I hope you have a blessed weekend. Christmas season is almost here. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and look left, look right, look front, look back before you cross the road and before you do anything that may put you in danger. Please, my people, stay out of trouble. And also, watch out for yourself. Watch out for those you love, and watch out for your friends. My name is the same as always. Stay blessed, stay safe. Try it, my people.